It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Good morning. It's time for the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Rectenwell. This is Scooter.
Whoop, whoop.
Scott Callies.
How are you?
Not bad.
I don't know, you ever had one of them mornings
I have those mornings every morning.
when you think you forgot something, but you can't figure out what it is yet?
Is that what you're having?
We're on TV. I'm live. I'm recording. I think I've got it all covered, going through everything. But there's just something in my mind. It's like, you're forgetting to do this morning. And I'm like, oh, Lordy.
We'll figure that out here in just a little bit.
Yeah, if things go blank, I forgot something.
Yeah, he forgot to reset the timer.
No, I'm good there.
How you feeling? I heard you was a little bit under the weather yesterday.
Stomach was a little blucky.
A little blucky. That's
Blucky.
a new word.
That's my word. That's my word for it. Blucky.
Mm-hmm.
Blucky. But I'm here. I'm good. I'm alive.
Well, you missed 3 volleyball matches last night. Just so you know, because the garbage you was giving me on Monday about me not being there, I was there for a JV and 3 varsity. 2 JV and 3 varsity.
Yeah, there have been 2 JV rounds. Did they win 2 out of 3 then?
Yes.
Okay, so they won 2 sets, and then the varsity won 3 sets.
Yes. Let me change the subject. How many sets there were is not the issue.
Well, that's what you're counting.
No, the issue is the fact
not the
that
games.
The issue
you had
is,
one varsity JV
the issue
game, one
is
varsity
I was
game.
there and you was not.
All right, do we want to add
That's
up how
the
many
point.
I've been to and how many you've been to?
But see, you have a requirement to be there.
I have a requirement.
You're the flag dude, so yeah. I could see
I
after watching that last night. I could see where it could get a little intense holding that flag.
Oh, it get a little intense making that call on the far corner that neither coach can see, and they always think that they're right and you're wrong, and yeah, it can get ugly at times.
It's kind of exciting.
It gets exciting. I love it. I enjoy doing it. I enjoyed doing the line judge. I didn't know much about volleyball until this year. I've learned a lot. It's a fast-paced game.
It is a fast-paced game.
And you wouldn't think it, but watching it at that level, especially when you get up to varsity, the higher the level you are, the faster it is. And it is a very fast-paced game. Really exciting. Keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I have to thank Tashina Lowe. She went in and covered for me.
She did. I saw her there last night. Her and Coach Martin were there doing the line judging, and it was very, very cool. Mountain Home came out on top. Of course, they won all 3, I guess, sets is what it's called. Mm-hmm. And to win the match 3-0, and the JV won 2 sets to none. And it was really cool to watch. It was
good for you to go see another one. That was good.
Yeah.
You hadn't seen very many this year. So
well,
just
before yesterday,
throwing that out
there
there.
had been one. So
just throwing that out there.
Yeah. You know, when you walk in the gym and somebody says, "Oh, it's the sports guy. It's about time he shows up." You go, "Oh yeah, okay. Maybe you're right." Anyway, you're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for the morning prayer, brought to you by Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas. 29 locations serve you, 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. And now the morning prayer. Lord, we just thank you for everything that you do for us. And Lord, we just pray that you will continue to lead, guide, and direct us and keep us safe. Lord, we just pray that you will continue to be with our government, Lord, as they seem to be struggling amongst themselves to figure out what is right for the American people. And Lord, I just pray that you will remind them in some way that they are there to serve the American people, not for the American people to serve them. And Lord, we just thank you for the cool weather has made some changes in our world, and we appreciate those. And Lord, we just pray that you will continue to bless us. It's in Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, 29 locations to serve you, 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. With all our respect is not just their motto, it's how they do business. If you want to talk to them about pre-planning, take a trip up Highway 5 North. Look for the biggest American flag you've ever seen. Pull in their driveway and go talk to them about pre-planning, the mausoleum, grave sites and such. They'll be glad to help you. Roller Funeral Home, And now it's time for a quick word from Bob and Linda Zador of the Z-Team. 870-405-0793 is their number. Retiredarkansas.net is their website. And check this out.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. That's Bob and Linda Zador of the Z-Team, and not only do they have a pretty cool commercial, but
I love it.
They also present us with a shot of the White River every morning, and it looks like this. Now that's a good-looking shot there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little cold there, I bet.
You think? What temperature was it when you left this morning? Did you look?
It was 26 this morning when I left, and when I pulled in, it was 29. So it's warming up a little bit.
It's supposed to get colder before it gets warmer, though, from what they're calling for. It was 25 when I left. I know.
It's going to be, they say it's going to be high at 57 today or something like that. What you're looking at is the city of Cotter, the baseball field, Railroad Museum, Contractors Trust is off to your right at about 3 o'clock. The Rainbow Bridge. Did you get a shot of the bridge this morning?
Yeah, I did.
Let's take a look at it.
All right.
That's pretty cool.
That was the shot this morning.
That is the Rainbow Bridge there at Cotter. The Railroad Bridge is up behind it. And that is a pretty cool shot. You must have took that fairly early.
Yes.
Still pretty dark there. Let's go back to the live shot. And there's one of my favorite live shots. You can tell it's live. Look at the rippling in the water. They're currently generating 4 at this time, so they've got some water movement there. It's just, we call it God's country, folks. If you want to take a look at God's country, go to retiredarkansas.net. Click on the MLS listings, peruse through those, see what you might like. If you see something that you like there, you better get on a phone and call 870-405-0793. Bob and Linda Zador of the Z-Team, and they bring this to us every day. And it's just something cool to look at every day. Click on live views if you want to. There's probably 15, 16 different live views that you can look at, and you'll know all about the White River and that bend for sure.
It'll zoom in and zoom out to many locations. So
Let's take a look at some temperatures, Scooter.
all right.
Currently in Mountain Home, it's 27. Harrison's 28. Batesville's 31. Yellville is 27. Marshall, Arkansas is 25. Salem is 26. Mountain View is 25. Calico Rock, 27. West Plains, Missouri is 26. Springfield, Missouri, 22. Poplar Bluff, Missouri is 29. And St. Louis, Missouri is the hot spot at 32 degrees. And looking at the radar, don't even have to refresh it this morning. What's this stuff up here?
Don't say it.
It might be.
It's the blue stuff. We'll just call it the blue stuff.
The stuff.
Yeah.
It's just the stuff.
It's way up there, though. They get it this time of year. We're good.
We've got some heavy rains up in Canada, north part of Maine, Columbus, Ohio, Detroit. But if we're going to zoom in here to Arkansas and see if there's anything hiding on us that we don't see on the big screen. Looks like from Rogers to Blytheville, from Fayetteville to Jonesboro, Fort Smith, all the way over to Bartlett, Tennessee, Conway, Little Rock, Hot Springs, Pine Bluff, Texarkana to Greenville, Mississippi. The state of Arkansas is plenty clear. Oklahoma is clear as well. Northern part of Louisiana is also clear. Looks pretty good. If you're traveling Arkansas, you've got a pretty good day to do it. Rain followed by bitter cold in the northeast. Yep, it's going to be cold, but it's not as cold up there as it is here right now, so we're not going to worry about that a whole lot.
Doesn't affect us. That does.
That one there does. Freeze warning all across the state of Arkansas, northern 2/3 of Louisiana, and northeast Texas, most of Oklahoma, pretty much all of Mississippi and Alabama. Tennessee is covered as well. It's going to be cold and headed up to the northeast. They can have it. How do you like the cold? Do you mind the cold?
No, I like the winter. I'm a winter fan.
Yeah, you can always put extra clothes on.
Yeah. Sort of like you wearing your coat this morning.
I know.
Can always put extra clothes on.
You got a hoodie.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Let's see, 7-day forecast until noon, till 10 o'clock this morning. It's a freeze warning, so that freeze is going to linger on throughout the day. Today is going to be high of 53, mostly clear tonight, low of 32. And then back up in the 70s tomorrow, sunny and high near 70 tomorrow. Low tomorrow night of 42. On Friday, high of 78, low of 53. Saturday, mostly sunny, high of 79, and Saturday night, low of 61. Get into Sunday, it's going to be high of 79. Heavy winds on Sunday, though, 30-mile-an-hour gusts, so it's going to be a little bit too windy to burn on Saturday and Sunday both. On Monday, it's going to be high near 74 with a low of 52. Next Tuesday, it's going to be high near 70. Pollen count, as cold as it is, you wouldn't think there'd be any pollen issues. Tree pollen today is none, tomorrow is none, Friday is none. Grass pollen today is low, tomorrow is none, Friday is none. Ragweed, moderate today, none tomorrow, none on Friday. Tune in tomorrow, I guarantee it'll be something there.
Mm-hmm.
Lake levels and dam reports. Lake level at Norfolk is 552.96, which is 0.96 above full pool of 552. They are currently generating 1 at this time. And over at Bull Shoals, they're currently generating 5. They added an extra one at 6:30 this morning. It was 4, now it's 5, with a lake level of 655.59, which
They're
is
all over the place.
Pardon?
They're all over the place.
They are.
Yesterday morning, they started with 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then must have went to 4 and then 5.
Yeah. So the lake level is 3.41 feet below full pool at this point. Must be expecting some rain in the near future. They wouldn't be generating as much right now. And that's the lake levels and the dam reports and the weather, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zador of the Z-Team. 870-405-0793. Retiredtoarkansas.net is their website. Realtors you can recommend to your friends. I always say they're busy, but never too busy to assist you with your realty needs. Give them a call. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company.
Welcome back to The Morning Show on XL7-TV. So real quick, Scooter, you handed me a brochure. It says Lone Rock Volunteer Fire Department, 8442 Push Mountain Road, Saturday, the 29th of October, from 11 to 3 will be rain or shine. It is the Lone Rock Volunteer Fire Department famous smoked pulled pork.
Yes, and it is. They do it every year. It is excellent. There is a lot of people that will come through there to get some pulled pork. They got a lot going on there, though.
They do, and I'll cover some of that here. This is their annual fundraiser. They'll be selling barbecue pork sandwiches with all the fixings, drink, and dessert. Adults are $10. Children under 12 are $8. Live entertainment by Matt McGowan and Work in Progress. Flu shots and area vac and community. They're going to have extra community. They're going to have flu shots there.
They will. You can go there and get your flu shot.
By golly, exciting. They're going to have some drawings, some special activities for kids. The event will be again on October the 29th from 11 to 3, or you can get your tickets and see the cooler at 341 Market. I'm guessing that's in California. Where is that?
That it's in Lone Rock, the only gas station, the only business or building.
So
that
it's
there
at
is.
the 341 Market. That's
Yes.
not an address. So that's actually the name of the business.
Yes, it's on Highway 341. That's going out to Lone Rock.
All right, get your tickets at 341 Market. One ticket for 3 chances to win a cooler from Brad's Home Entertainment. There'll be a second prize. Will be a choice Great Lakes firearms. Some kind of gun. I don't know what kind it is. Too small for me to read here. Or a Ruger rifle. A federal background check is required. Third prize would be a $250 Walmart gift card. The 58 quart cooler with a Bluetooth soundbar. My gosh.
Built in it. It's almost $1,000 cooler.
Yeah. Built in with a 200-watt amplifier, runs on 12 volts. It's a $999 value. That's pretty cool. Drawing tickets are $5 each, 5 for $20. Do not need to be present to win. The drawing will be at 2:30. First drawing any of the 3 prizes, second drawing any of the 2 remaining, and the third you just get what's left.
Yep.
Howdy doody.
And if you win one of the guns, you choose which one you want.
There you go.
It's
So
either
they're
or.
not giving 2, it's an either or.
Yeah.
They're not giving 2 guns. It's
You have your
one
choice between one or the other.
one or the other. Let's take a look at what else is going on. I'll get back to where I want to be. The Mountain Home Education Foundation will be inducting into their Hall of Honor the oldest living graduate of Mountain Home High School.
Really?
Miss Libby Baker's 101 years old. She graduated Mountain Home High School in 1939.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Isn't that cool? That is pretty cool. Speaking of the homecoming parade will be tonight at, that's really good if I know what time it starts. Let's try this. Homecoming parade starts tonight at 5:30 at Redeemer Lutheran Church. It'll travel down Highway 5 North, travel south on Main Street, and will end up at Guy Berry College and Career Academy. That'll be fun.
We will be broadcasting that one online.
Really?
The school had asked us to participate with that, so we will be doing it online. You can go to XL7-TV on Facebook and watch it.
That'd be cool. Following the parade, voting will open up at 6 o'clock for the best float. Voters can go check those out, decide between floats from the senior class, junior class, sophomore, and freshman classes until Friday evening at 7 o'clock. The winners will be announced prior to kickoff. Mountain Home hosts Siloam Springs for the kickoff at 7 o'clock, and that'll be a good time. We'll be broadcasting our pregame show starting at 6 o'clock here at XL7-TV, and the kickoff will be again at 7. Twin Lakes Thunder Rally.
Thunder Rally.
Twin Lakes Thunder Rally starts today at the Bob Davis Benefit Center. Will benefit Bob Davis Veteran Center on Highway 5, which is 9th Street, Highway 5 South, which is 9th Street. It's the 7th annual Twin Lakes Thunder Rally, which begins tomorrow and will continue through Saturday at the Baxter County Fairgrounds. There is a whole bunch of activities going on with that for the next couple of days. We look forward to that happening. All kinds of motorcycles are going to have a car show and a motorcycle show and just all kinds of different things going on. And
Awesome.
Take a chance, go out and support the Veteran Center, the Bob Davis Veteran Center on Highway 5 South. There's some news highlights for you and some updates brought to you by the Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
What I wonder every time I'm in here, you forgot to say now.
No, I was saying 3, 2, 1. I counted.
No.
You never say now.
Well, whatever.
Whoever says now, I just 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Today our guest is Dan Hall from Arkansas Department of Disabled American Veterans and Hollie Scoma from District 3 Veteran Service Officer. And how are y'all today?
Cold. Super good, yeah. Cold.
I've done my part. See y'all later. Hey, I want to know, before we get started on all these notes that y'all have, I want to know how the Veterans Appreciation Picnic went.
Veterans Appreciation Picnic was awesome again this year. This community just, I can't even begin to name all of the people who helped put it on, and a few of them that really worked hard. The Good Samaritan group with all their volunteers, and they're the ones, they got a grant to provide the food, so that took a big load off of us. We had the Flyers and the Bombers wrestling teams that helped serve the veterans. We had the Junior ROTC do the colors and help to serve and set up tables. And there was one issue that really became a problem. Friday we were over there setting up. We had the tents up. We were putting up the tables, and the city came by and put up the stage for us. And I was trying to cover all the different possibilities. Like if ASU doesn't have enough available tables, I can get more tables from the Legion and so on. The one thing I hadn't even considered was the band. We had booked Katie Laney 6 months ago. She always loves doing that. She called me about 9:30 Friday. Couldn't talk. She had laryngitis, strep throat, and
oh no.
So she spent all day trying to find a replacement with less than 24-hour notice. Called every band she ever heard of, and finally around 5 o'clock I called Scott Ramos from Mountain Talk Radio, because I know he does a DJ kind of a deal. And I said, I got this problem. He said, with that kind of notice, I wouldn't do this for anybody except you guys. I'll be there. And I said, we're still looking for a band. If we find one, I'll call you. If you don't hear from me, be there. Well, about a little after 5, a group I had never heard of, Ozark Knights, showed up, and they were available to do it. So we ended up with both of those. We had great entertainment.
There you go.
It was touch and go for a little bit, and Katie really, she spent all day trying to find, with no notice at all, a band for the following morning. But yeah, I think we fed about 500 people. We had the Central Arkansas Veterans Healthcare System brought their mobile unit up, and they did vaccinations and flu shots, and we had the Disabled American Veterans mobile unit showed up. They could do claims, and VA had their ID folks there.
Please try again.
I think that's yours.
I was wondering what that was going on.
I was like, it's not me. Mine's on
Ladies and
silent.
gentlemen, this is live television.
I have no idea who that is.
She was trying to help.
That's Surrey. She's trying to help you find a new band.
I don't talk to Sarah. I don't know why she's calling me. I don't know this woman. But yeah, anyway, it came off real well. We had the event center. We had like 3 or 4 mobile units. We had the C block there. We had Baxter Regional did part of the cooking, and DAV did part of the cooking. Colonel Todd from Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs, her boss.
And Gina was there too.
They showed up. So
my supervisor as well. So the boss and the supervisor were there.
Wow.
And then right from
What's the difference between
there.
the boss and the supervisor? Just real quick.
Do what?
What's the difference
One's
between
like
the boss
over
and
the
the
whole
supervisor?
thing, and one's over me and the other minions.
That's not my definition, but okay.
Yeah, about the time
They're
we
both
got done,
bosses.
put that away, and I can tell you all the help that we had when those kids were done stacking tables, and there wasn't a plastic spoon or a straw on the ground. It was left it like we found it. We're kind of proud of those kids. But then I had to go right into getting the final sponsors for our Friends of the NRA banquet, which is the 501c3 program that helps youth programs and so on. And that was last night, so I can relax a little bit now.
How many veterans did you think came to the picnic? Is there a
Well-
way to keep count of those, or do you keep track of them? Or
We don't track them per se. We did the first year, and it just became an administrative nightmare to, have them register as they came in. But we fed about 500.
500. Is that the biggest one yet?
No, last year we fed a few more. This one was a little more organized. Last year, I think we fed close to 700.
Wow.
Last year. But this year there were several other things going on.
Yeah.
But,
And I'm sure you already started making plans for the next one.
yeah, we already started that on our Monday meeting at DAV, so that's already in the works. It takes a while to put this together.
I bet.
You're coordinating with state agencies, federal agencies, city and county government, and all the veteran service organizations. But it all comes together in the end.
Are there
really does.
are there other organizations like yours, Dan, that do a similar type picnic across the state?
Not so much. I did a presentation on Saturday down in Conway to the Disabled American Veterans State Executive Committee. And that had representatives from all the DAV chapters in the state, trying to come up with ways that they can promote what they do for veterans within the community and not just be some other organization listed somewhere, which has been really the hallmark of our success, has been the community involvement. When we created the auxiliary unit and all these individuals that bankers and Good Sam and places that we went to help us with this picnic once a year, we made them an auxiliary unit and kind of gave them ownership of this thing. So like Jennifer, who was at that time marketing director for Good Samaritan, she was already out in the community network and so on, so she just took the DAV program with her. And there are things that they can do that we discussed, how to really have more of a footprint in your community so people know who do you call or who do you have a veteran call. You need to be out there. The veteran service organizations membership is dwindling quite a bit because of the age. When I first came to Mountain Home and joined the American Legion, they had over 1,200 members, and so did the VFW. They're down around 300 now.
Wow.
10 years ago when I took over as commander of the local DAV chapter, we had 190 members. We're up to 439 now. And that's because we're out in the community doing all this stuff. And people, well, how can I help? Well, you can join.
Yeah, if they don't see you, they don't know you're there.
Yeah. And there's things that they could be doing. We talked about perhaps getting a hold of the Red Cross, for example, and having your DAV chapter sponsor a blood drive. Or maybe make it a competitive thing between your DAV chapter and your American Legion or whatever. Just get out in the public.
You're with Dan Hall and Hollie Scoma this morning. We're going to be back in just a moment.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. This morning our guests are Dan Hall from Arkansas Department of Disabled American Veterans and Hollie Scoma, District 3 Veteran Service Officer. And now it's Hollie's turn. We're going to have this little debate real quick.
Nuh-uh, don't you do it. They're giving me a hard time today.
Well, we're talking off the scene.
Are men and boys handsome or pretty?
I feel like they could be both.
How would your son feel if you called him pretty?
Oh, he would be very upset.
Okay.
Very upset. But he does have beautiful eyelashes.
See, I wasn't going to go quite that
I'm
far.
just letting you know. His eyes are gorgeous. Just
Dan, what do you think?
Cut your eyelashes, buddy.
This is a quick poll. What do you think?
I know nothing, sir, and I can prove it.
So going back to veterans events, let's just steer this conversation.
Your steering wheel's broke, baby. I'm telling you right now.
So we're having another resource fair.
Okay.
And so this one's going to be at ASU, Mountain Home, and it's put on by the Unified Community Resource Council here. And so it's a bunch of the organizations within the community.
UCRC.
UCRC, yep. So they're going to be there from 10 to 3.
What day?
That's going to be on the 25th of October on Tuesday, and that's going to be at the Shed.
Okay.
So that's going to be a bunch of, like I said, community resources. A bunch of veterans organizations will be there,
We'll
like
be there.
Good Sam and things like that. Like,
What is the purpose of this?
just to get the word out more, because we still have people who walk up and say, we don't know who you guys are. So this is trying to target more of like our college and extra people that are also around and about and don't have anything to do. So maybe that they can come and get some more information and spend some time with us.
I'm just shocked there's somebody that doesn't know who Dan is.
Well, yeah, but see, the problem is they do, and they'll call me, and I need to know what resources we can refer them to. And so all these resources, so whether it be mental health or substance abuse or employment,
Sure,
whatever.
but Scooter, you say that in fun, I know, but the point is Dan wears so many hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know exactly what they can go to him for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they call me for everything.
The Mad Hatter.
So, and then our next event is going to be our sister service dinner lunch coming up. That's going to be on the 28th of October. It's going to be at 12 o'clock, and that's going to be at Brick Oven.
And no pretty men invited.
No men invited. Just the sister services. So just women who have served on active duty. Just the beautiful women that
the beautiful women.
Yes, that we all served with.
You're not going to live this down, you know that,
It's
right?
okay. I'm all right with it. But yes, so that's the next one that's coming up. And then later on this month, or not this month, next month, on the 1st of November, we have Veteran and Women-Owned Business Conference coming up. So it is online and in person. It's going to be in Fayetteville. So it's quite a drive, but it's for people who are trying to start their own business and they're veterans so that they can maybe get some contacts with VA. There's grants and programs and things like that that could help them get their business up and running or advertise it more or get them affiliated with another organization. So that information is going to be on the Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs website as well as our Women of Arkansas page on Facebook. So
you see that?
You can see that.
Thank you.
And so the one after that is going to be probably our most popular event that we're doing. This is something that's really new. It's going to be Operation Stand Down. It's November 10th, and it's free dental treatment for veterans. So I don't know if you know this, most veterans don't qualify for dental treatment with the VA. So there's a very small pool of eligibility there.
So the automatic question is, why not? Is that not part of healthcare?
So, I mean, technically, even in civilian stuff, dental and vision are considered extra, so they're not normally covered. So I think the VA kind of went the same way. But with this, it's going to be, they could get free treatment on that day. There's a couple locations. It's all over the state. The closest one to us is going to be Fayetteville again. But it's going to be a first come, first serve. They have to have their DD-214 because if they've never received dental, they're probably not in the system. So they need to bring that with them. And this information, again, will be posted on both those websites as well. And then the last thing, which is also new, they've also started doing cheaper hearing aids, making them available for everyone. And they're also going to be over the counter. So this is something that President Biden did. But starting today, which was on the 17th, Walgreens is selling hearing aids at stores nationwide and online for $799. I'm not sure what the average cost is, but a lot of our veterans who use VA get their hearing aids, and they're upwards to almost $6,000.
Wow.
So this is significantly cheaper, and this is something that even for people who aren't qualified, they could possibly get these.
Is the VA covering any of that?
I don't believe so. This is just for the people who don't qualify for the VA hearing aids. This is another additional thing for civilians and for veterans. So, but there's a couple different locations, and I'll also make sure we spread the word.
We've had an ongoing resolution with DAV for years on the hearing situation where they'll give a veteran the hearing aids, but not give him the benefit of a hearing disability.
They'll give them a 0% to say they are service connected for hearing loss, but that the hearing loss is not considered bad enough for VA standard purposes, but then we'll issue them hearing aids.
Well, it's sort of like if you lose a leg and we give you an appliance, then you're not disabled anymore.
Yeah,
What?
it is.
You know, we're talking about this, and you handed this to me to read, and I appreciate that. There's a broad range of pricing. For example, the Walmart ones will range between $199 and $999 for a pair, which is
right. But those are only in certain states, and I haven't got confirmation that it's here yet.
And also, you've got Best Buy that's going to range between $200 and $3,000, depending on where you're located. And all this is supposed to happen by the end of October. So, at least they're making some moves in a positive direction to cover everything. You know, you've got a dental thing going on here, you've got a hearing thing. You know,
resource fairs. We're trying to make sure we cover all of our bases.
Yeah, the veterans, they give up a lot, or
Yeah.
they gave up a lot, and some of them gave it all, and whatever they're doing is still not enough,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Of course, that's just my opinion.
I think, like you said, they're trying to make moves in the right direction, and that's the most important thing.
The biggest problem that we have is that, for all intent and purposes, there's two Veterans Administrations.
Yeah.
There's the benefit provider side, which does a darn good job once you get into it, but to get to there, you have to go through the eligibility side, and that becomes often confusing and adversarial and time delays and makes you crazy. But yeah, you have to deal with that. And VA sometimes is, since they're such a big bureaucracy, sometimes they can't get out of their own way and they do things that are just silly to you and me. And they call it efficiency. And I tell them, I'm not concerned with your efficiency, I'm concerned with your effectiveness.
Yeah.
And you can be efficiently ineffective. This is kind of just drives me nuts sometimes. And they'll do these things where they send out these things like you can go up online and fill out a form, your claim form and all that stuff. And I always really tell veterans, don't do that.
Yeah. Come see
Don't
us.
do that.
We can help
have
you.
2 days of training to become a DAV certified veteran service officer and knows how to fill out these forms. She goes through training, she does quarterly trainings, and these are people that deal with these claims every day. And they're constantly upgraded and trained on these VA forms. If you're not trained, don't go up there and try to fill out these darn forms, because if you do it wrong, all
They'll
you
get
do
denied,
is
yeah.
you delay the system. You have to then start over with an appeal and what have you. Go see your county veteran service officer where you can sit in front of him and he'll bring up the form
Yeah.
and do it.
And for those that may not know, the county service officer in Baxter County is...
Baxter County, it's Charlie Leonard. They're different in every county. I can tell you Charlie's phone number here, but if you're in Marion County or Fulton County, then you have a different one. They all work for the county judge. You know how to get a hold of your county judge, call that office, they'll put you in touch with the number for the veteran service officer.
So, in speaking of training, we actually have training starting today
Yeah.
for ADVA. So our offices for veteran services are going to be closed in most of the state because we do a 3-day training to get everyone spun up on new things. So while we do quarterly training with our district, we also do a big annual training with everyone, get everyone kind of together in a room or via Zoom if they can't drive that far, and go over new changes or new things. And we have keynote speakers, and we're having the Debt Management Center speak and tell us what new changes are coming down because they're doing some new things as well. So we're doing that, and we're doing that until Friday. So offices will be open on the 24th again.
What is ADVA?
ADVA is the Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
some folks may know that, but some of us don't.
And some of the issues that you can very easily run into without realizing it. You see every 5 minutes on TV these Camp Lejeune water ads if you served at Camp Lejeune and you have any of these illnesses. And my advice is don't call those lawyers because if you get a settlement, they're going to take half of it. And then if you were eligible for a VA claim, you may end up
You're no longer eligible.
losing your VA benefits because you got a settlement.
How should they deal with that?
They should
Through
come see
the
us.
County
and then
Veteran
we
Service
will-
Officer.
We will file an appropriate claim. So when they're dealing with lawyers, the lawyers normally have somebody on retainer, kind of like us, that will do it for a charge, and then we'll be the liaison between them. And so it's literally almost the exact same process, except they're normally suing the VA for that money. And then once they get that, they don't get any additional compensation. Like they won't get the yearly or monthly compensation anymore. They'll get a
Lose their
one-time
VA
lump
ben-
sum, and then they'll lose most of their stuff. So that's why we recommend not going that route. I know it sounds enticing because they're like, get money now, and it's still the same process. It's just a lawyer doing it that's charging a nice price tag.
25% is the going rate right now on that, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, I checked it out.
Yeah.
Because I was going to bring that up after a while.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're everywhere right now. So they're Facebook ads and TV ads and
Well, my first years
radio. It's constant.
My first 3 years in the Marine Corps was at Camp Lejeune. You know, fortunately, I don't have any of those particular things that they list up there.
But they also just did the same thing for the Quattro Fit hearing aids that the Army and Air Force are using, saying that they cause hearing loss. Well, if you go that route and you file, you could get 10% for hearing loss or tinnitus and be in the system, be eligible for healthcare and for benefits and get your foot in the door. But if you go that route and file with them, then you lose all those things. And then you only get that sum. And I heard some people were getting like $5 back after everything was said and done with all the lawyer fees and stuff.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care in Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV.
Right?
We're with the Veterans Administration and the
Don't
Veterans
say that.
Service
She'll
Office
start
this
talking.
morning.
He said, help me, Siri. And I was like, she'll start talking to you. Don't.
This morning we've discovered several things. We discovered that Surrey works even when she's in your pocket, and that boys are not pretty. They're handsome.
He says.
There we go.
Anyways.
Dan, you've got some stuff that you want to talk about, I know.
I got all kind of stuff.
Well, you've got 13 minutes, so.
Well, we finished up on the Veterans Picnic, and then last night we finished up on the Friends of the NRA banquet. We gave away some money, grants to the Mountain Home Bombers trap shooting competition.
Okay.
We gave away some money to the Baxter County 4-H for their youth shooting program, and there was one other one. So that's what we do. It's a 501c3. We raise money for these youth education programs. One of the, for younger children, it's called Eddie Eagle, which teaches young children, if you see a firearm that's unattended, do not touch it or pick it up, find a responsible adult.
You have a class for that for adults?
You need one? I sort of do that.
There
with
are
my
several out there that could probably use a
concealed
class
carry
like
licensing programs. I touch on some of that nonsense, but yeah.
When is the NRA banquet?
Well, it was last night.
You had it
last night.
Oh, it was last night.
Yeah.
Okay.
And normally we do that in April, and so I can spend February and March getting sponsors for that, selling tables and so on. And then I spend all summer, well, my big thing is the Veterans Outreach Picnic. This year, because one of our major contributors and operators of the committee got taken out in a head-on crash and was laid up, so we didn't do it in April, we did it in October. which meant that for the last couple months I've been covered up trying to do two things at once. Get my sponsors for the picnic over here and sponsors for the Friends NRA over here. But it all came together. And you know, in this community, you're hitting the same people that donate to all of these causes.
But it seems like they always do.
They always step up. People like Chris Nassari, who not only sponsors the picnic, sponsors the NRA banquet, and then volunteers his time to be the auctioneer. And I guarantee he bought a bunch of stuff too. So
I heard he's super fantastic too.
He keeps the room going. He made us a little bit of money last year, and that's why we're able to do these grants at the local level. I think in the last few years we've given over $28,000 right here in Mountain Home to these programs, and statewide in the last 5 years about $1.3 million. And that all comes from these generous.
Where was that banquet held at?
At the fairgrounds.
What was your numbers like? How many people attended?
We had sold it out at 255, and then of course, I always tell people like Bob, you know, if you show up, we'll have a seat for you, because people will buy a table of 8 and they won't fill it, or like at the last minute somebody doesn't show up. Senator Flippo sponsored a table, and then something else to be donated for the auction, and then he called me about 2 hours beforehand and was stuck in Little Rock in a budget meeting and was not going to be able to make it. So we'll invariably have extra seats even though you've sold out, because some people's lives change on a weekly basis.
Hollie, what the event that you went to, the Veterans Appreciation Picnic, and I know you deal with 9 counties? Is there another picnic like that within those 9 counties?
So there's not another picnic like that. We do have something similar to like the Veterans Benefit Fair that Charlie Leonard put on here this summer. We have a lot of those around. We don't have something as big as the DAB picnic though in our other counties. I think other people have tried. I don't think we've gotten the numbers yet. So hasn't been replicated yet. So. But I do know that a lot of the other community resources are starting to try to get together the way Baxter County does, to try and make more like the Unified Resource Committee, like something like that, so that they can kind of pull together and work more together. So that's happening.
Dan, is it because of the involvement of the people here, or is it because we have such a large population of veterans here?
I think it's because we in Mountain Home have created years and years ago this understanding that you're not alone here. You're involved in a big community. The whole community is involved in it. For example, we've had so many people that move in here from other places that want to be involved in the community and the government. And we created years ago the Leadership Institute. And that was run by the Chamber and ASU. I was on that committee for a while. And so we always encouraged and created these programs where people who could get involved in the details of the community, find out what your quorum court does, what your city council does, go down to Little Rock and see what the legislature does, and create that network. And when we started our suicide prevention program, I kind of used that same format to go to those same people, major businesses, the chamber, the hospital, the VA, all the veteran service org. Well, then the government came up with this together with Veterans Grant to Rural Communities for Suicide Prevention. And 2 counties, White and Johnson, applied, and they weren't going anywhere. And then the person that was recruiting for that, when they talked to Colonel Barry down in Little Rock, he said, well, have you talked to Mountain Home? They never heard of Mountain Home or Baxter County. He said, wait a minute. You're talking about veteran suicide prevention, and you don't know about Mountain Home, Arkansas. That's like talking about baseball, and you never heard of the Yankees. So they called us and invited us in. Well, Johnson County, for example, wasn't going anywhere, and I knew one of the people that was on their steering committee. I said, why don't you come up for our quarterly meeting in this community? Well, we have about 30 people, and from clergy to the county judge to the chancellor of ASU and so on. All these people are there. he went back and said, we can't do this like Mountain Home does. And the difference is that Mountain Home identified a problem, set up a network in their community to deal with it, and then sought resources. You guys saw the grant potential and you jumped in, let's get some money, and you had no idea what the problem was or how to deal with it.
And I think it's really important to say too, because there's always changeover. People are always leaving or moving or getting out of positions, getting into them. We do a really good job here of making sure that once that new person steps in, we bring them back in too. So it's not like they're forgotten or they don't know, because turnover doesn't really happen anymore in the workforce. So, but it's really nice that that they have that here, because like I said, in the other counties, it's hard. So if the American Legion commander changes and you don't have the new person's contact, you know where they are, but you can't ever get over there. Like, it's hard to get those people back into your realm of community.
Courtney, who used to work for the county judge and set up their HR, well, election time, there's always insecurity. She had an opportunity to go over to Baxter Lab in HR, so she did. We didn't lose her. We got a new HR from the county, but Courtney's still with us now representing Baxter Lab.
Yeah.
So we don't have the turnover like she said per se, because we follow them up. Okay, now bring your new organization in.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a better way to do that. You've got an inside at probably the second largest employer, if not the largest employer in Baxter County.
Yeah. Now, Baxter Regional can tell you who their employees are that are veterans, and Baxter Labs has a veterans program within their organization. We're at the point where our school district, Mountain Home High School, can tell you who all of the veterans are that work for them, including bus drivers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. What's coming up?
Well, we've got the resource thing on the 25th.
On the 25th.
And then on the 3rd of November, we have our quarterly Together with Veterans meeting. All the people I just talked about, the members of the clergy that are involved with us, and Baxter Regional.
And VA.
VA, CBOC,
Vet Center.
City, county. We Are 22, which is the group that is available when a veteran's in crisis and there's violence involved. They have an MOU with VA, if that person. It's one of those things that once you get into the thing where the police are involved, VA will not take a patient from the police. But if We Are 22 can step up and gain the confidence of that individual, and the police understand that he'll be taken care of, and they release him, say to me, then I can get him into the VA CBA.
Isn't there a new star number for
988? Thank you.
Explain that a little bit while we got just a minute or two.
Well, we had that, if you've seen the billboards, You're Not Alone, U.S. Veteran Outreach, and then they had this Veterans Crisis line, which you couldn't write down as you were driving by. And over the years, we finally were able to put in a 3-digit call, very similar to 911, but it's 988.
For mental health crisis.
And that will take you directly to the crisis hotline.
Which would also include suicide prevention, I would guess.
Yes.
And so civilians can also dial that, but veterans, they need to just press 1 and they'll be transferred to somebody who's veteran liaison and has like the confidentiality and knows the lingo and things like that.
So the 988 number can be used by anyone.
If you know somebody that you think needs help, you can call the 988 and have them contact that individual, you know.
Kind of do a wellness check type thing.
We also have, the DAV has a Commander's Action Network. All these bills that were coming up, like we got the PACT Act passed and so on, they require support from legislators. We have a Commander Action Network, and you can go in there and register. And once they have your zip code and they know who your representatives are, so when we need action, we need you to send an email to Senator Bozeman. It's already prepared for you. You'll get an email that says, you click here.
To sign,
to support that piece of legislation. And you don't have to be a disabled veteran to be a part of the Commander's Network. You just go up to DAV.org, the CAN, C-A-N, Commanding Actors Network, and you can get signed up for it. Yeah.
There you go. Well, as always, we appreciate you coming in once a month to let us know what's going on in the veterans world. it sounds like there's always something changing.
Always.
And we appreciate y'all's time. Be safe traveling in Little Rock. Have a great day. You've been watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. Thanks for joining us.